Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and oh boy do I have some news. I even teased it a little bit with the video earlier today. I have said this a lot, and it has been true at least 82% of the time, but this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen Wizards do in my entire life. They just keep upping the bar, and then pole vaulting over it. They're going to be in orbit around Planet Stupid. So let me set this up. Well over 10 years ago, quite a bit longer than that actually, I think, they set up, I guess, or allowed to exist, the Judge Program. It's a completely separate thing made by volunteers and friends and family and former staff members from Wizards, so totally unrelated to Wizards and not run by them or influenced by them in any way, except for ban decisions, which use the WPN database. Or, well, DCI database, but both. Then fast forward to a couple years ago where somebody got together, I think it was class action, or they attempted to make a class action, and they said, you know what, judges are employees and we want compensation. The lawsuit, I got where they were coming from, but legally it had zero merit whatsoever. It was such a complete black eye for Wizards because it's like, wow, your entire volunteer judge program that loves the game so much that they just want to help out hates you so much and feels so ripped off by you that they think that you're illegally classifying them as contractors / unpaid volunteers, which are just basically unpaid contractors, when you're actually acting as employees. And boy, did that make the rounds. Did not make Wizards look good, did not make Magic look good, but they had zero legal basis to stand on. Well, okay, not quite zero, but it's not enough to tip the scales. Whenever somebody goes to court saying, I don't think I'm a contractor, I think I'm an employee, and they're just avoiding paying me benefits and complying with labor laws. It's a loophole. A ton of businesses do it. Here's the problem. You're not being paid at all. That doesn't help, but the actual checklist, you'll see a more split out bullet point list in other websites, but according to the IRS, it's behavioral, financial, and type of relationship. Besides those, it's like, do you supply your own tools? Do you supply your own transportation? I mean, the important distinction is like, if you're an independent contractor for AT&T or Time Warner, whatever the hell they are now, Spectrum, and you do installations of TV services, satellite dishes, and DSL, and they just tell you, go here and here's the job. We're paying you a flat rate. Doesn't matter how much time you take. And then you provide your own equipment, your own cabling. You get a modem from them. Okay, whatever. You get the equipment from them because you have to. I mean, you jump in your own truck, you use your own uniform. You're a contractor. I mean, you work out of your own house. You have a registered business at your own location. You're a contractor. You're not an employee of AT&T. But people working on giant bulk farms, they tell you when to show up. They schedule breaks. They provide you with all of the tools. They provide you with all of the training. You use their equipment, their machinery. You request days off from them. Oh, but you're an independent contractor because you're your own labor force and you, wear your own hat. No, you're an employee. And the IRS is going to come down on that farm with vengeance. And that's a perfect example of a pure contractor versus a very exploited, commonly cracked down on practice. So compare that to what judges do. The Judge Program isn't even part of Wizards of the Coast. I think they provide their own transportation, although Wizards might pay for the plane ticket. I'm not sure. I know they do for the pros. I'm not sure if they do for the high-level judges. I don't think they do. But even then, that could just be compensation for volunteering. I mean, you look at the number one closest thing to a Magic judge, it would be some get-together, some event, some kind of convention. Or maybe a multi-day music festival. Something like that. They just tell you, hey, you're volunteering, you're an independent contractor, you come, take tickets at the door for 2 days and we'll give you 2 more days for free. Or you get a free event ticket for you and one other person. It's compensation, but it's in trade for volunteering. There's little to no cash value for it. You usually don't have to pay taxes on it. You don't need a 1099 because it's under $600 and you are not an employee. They might basically provide you with everything, but it's still... It's the temporary nature of it. It's more like one of those things where you have to feel it out. You transport yourself there. Yeah, they tell you what to do and give you some of their stuff to deal with. But at the end of the day, you don't get any benefits from them. You don't get any pay. You're compensated in trade, basically. There's no scheduled sick days. There's no HR department that you report to. You are definitely an independent contractor that is well established. So like a volunteer stage crew at a concert or a music festival, and a magic judge, it's practically the same thing. So you have enormous legal precedent for them not being employees. That's why they lost that lawsuit badly. So coming right off that, I think it was maybe a year ago, if two maximum, a lot of the judges are still pissed at Wizards because hundreds of judges jumped in on this one, saying, yeah, this is BS. We're compensated with multi-$100 cards, the judge promos. We're clearly being paid. You're just labeling it wrong. Let's see what the IRS has to say about it. Although I think it was in civil court. I don't know. A lot of stuff with this lawsuit didn't make any sense. The real issue I had with it was that the judges said, well, we're not getting paid, but we should be getting paid bare minimum wage because we're actually employees and they're purposely misclassifying us as like volunteer contractors. And then we're being kind of compensated under the table with these cards that don't have a cash value, but clearly have a cash value. Pretty sure when you signed up for the judge program that the terms and agreements that you agreed to or whatever probably say, I agree that I'm a volunteer, I agree that I'm a contractor, I agree that I will not be compensated with money. Plus, besides that, everybody knows you don't get paid for being a judge. That is well known. That is a well-known fact. You knew that when you signed up. It's not like you're working a job and then, oh, they're not paying me? What the heck? That's so weird. You knew what you were getting into. You know it's not a paid position. You just wanted money. Everybody who signed up for this class action lawsuit just smelled blood. And they were like, oh, free money, yay. Oh, yeah, I'll exaggerate and say that I thought I was an employee this whole time. So they lost. A bunch of judges got all butthurt and resigned. And then they had Riki Hayashi, or whatever his name is, be the head of the judge program and go on a rant about how much he hates white people and doesn't want more white judges. So that was nice. Oh, they can get away with that blatant discrimination and him saying that they're actively trying to not get more white males in the program because it's an unpaid volunteer position, right? I feel like it would still be illegal for I don't know, what would be a good thing? Like the Lions Club, I don't know, do they do this? The Rotary Club, I don't know, to say, hey, we need volunteers to come help us pick up trash on the highway because we sponsored 2 miles of the highway and on Thursday we're going to go, pick up litter and keep the highway looking good. Also, no blacks or women allowed. I mean, yes, it's unpaid. Yes, it's not employment, but yes, it's discrimination. I'm still pretty sure it's against some kind of law. Hell, you can't even own a store and put up no women allowed or whatever. And they're the customer, let alone a volunteer or a contractor. I'm pretty sure you can't discriminate against anyone anywhere about anything in anything to do with a company or a nonprofit. So then that article came out right after the lawsuit and everybody was pissed. I made a video on it and it blew up. Okay, that's the establishing history of the judge program and where we're at to tell you what led up to this, because there's not much to this otherwise. So I wanted to give you the history of the progression of the judge program getting more and more pissed off at various things and then people getting pissed off at the judge program. Oh, I forgot one thing. Just kind of slipped my mind. A year or two ago, Jeremy from MTG headquarters, formerly then Unsleeved Media, he was, not on good terms with Wizards, and some people were tipping him off, hey, did you hear about this, and this dude who all got caught? They're, let's just say, on some sort of registry for doing bad things. I kind of need this video monetized because I'm not making any damn money this month. All my crap's getting demonetized because of topics. So we're just going to call it Santa's Naughty List, but I'm pretty sure you know what registry I'm talking about. I think I can get away with saying they can't work anywhere near children or be anywhere near children. And yet a bunch of them were violating the, terms of their parole, I guess you would call it, by being judges at tournaments with minors. I mean, that's right up there with getting a job at Chuck E. Cheese. Instant violation of the registry and the terms of their parole. So another black eye, I think this was right before the lawsuit or during it, when people got a hold of the entire list of judges and started checking the names against registries in multiple countries and found oh my gosh, what was it, 12, 13, 14 more registered Santa's Naughty List members who were active or former judges, and every time a new one was found, for massive legal and liability and insurance reasons, Wizards had to boot them out of the program, which is funny because Wizards doesn't run the judge program and it has nothing to do with Wizards. They still maintain. Maybe they just sent an email and the judge DCI commission, whatever the hell it's called, maybe they handled it. Maybe Wizards was hands off. But then Wizards was posting announcements about it, I think. I might be wrong. Maybe it was the judge website. I don't know. Well, they're trying to hush that, and then Wizards announced, even though, once again, they have no control over the judge program, it's a completely separate entity, wink, 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 that they're implementing a new rule that all judges have to pass a background check in order to be a judge, even a level 1 or an RA, which is a rules advisor, or whatever that stands for. So that's big tournaments all the way down to F&M at your local. Oh, but the burden of doing it is the people who own the venue. or own the tournament. One of the two. If it's a store, it's the store owner. They have to background check the judges on their own dime. And then, if they didn't do it, well, that shifts the liability away from Wizards. It's not their fault. They told them they had to do it. They don't enforce it. They don't check on it. That might not stand up in court. But theoretically, it would shift the liability away from Wizards because, they said what they needed to do and they didn't do it. So Channel Fireball and Star City Games will both have to background check every judge at their events. I believe they actually do it. As far as local stores, I mean, they honestly, if you also sell Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And kids games and stuff, you should probably be background checking all of your employees and the volunteers. In fact, that is the law in some states in the US. I mean, I did a 2-week inventory project for IBM and I had to go pee in a cup. You know how much faster I could do inventory on meth? And I had to pass a background check. Some companies got it down. They got policies, they enforce them, they do things the right way. And some are just wing it, who cares? I hired my nephew to work at the store. Oh, a friend of a friend wants to be a judge? Cool, I'm not going to drop $35 on a background check. In Wisconsin, it's free, by the way. So they rolled out that whole thing after tons and tons of pressure and a lot of people being outed and honestly a couple of arrests from what I heard. So that made the judge program look even worse. So we've got 3 separate instances of just bad infighting between them and Wizards. Judges resigning, getting pissed off over the forced diversity bullshit statements from the head of the judge program, Riki, who claims he's an underprivileged immigrant even though he came to the country when he was like 1. Yeah, you're about as much of an immigrant as I am, dude. You grew up here with modern schooling and speak perfect English. Like, get over yourself. You're not a victim. So I'm sure I'm forgetting some controversy, but basically the judge program has been a disaster. So Wizards is officially getting rid of it even more. Once again, wink, wink, nod, nod. It's totally not a part of Wizards and it's completely run by its own volunteers and it's its own separate entity. But now, even more so. So here's the announcement. And this is written by Sarah Mox, the community manager for the Judge Network at Wizards. Wait, that sounds like, you know what, okay, I'm done making that joke. Hi, judges, there are some big changes coming for the judge community. Starting this fall, the judge community will organize its leadership, level structure, educational program, and promotional distribution through a new company called Judge Academy. So I don't want to make that sound like too much of a change. They were already doing that through the Judge Network, which was its own entity, but now that Judge Network is being taken over by the Judge Academy, as far as I know. I might be a little off on that, but my knowledge of it is that's how it works. So Wizards of the Coast will work with the Judge Academy through partnerships and promotions. So once again, we're distancing ourselves. It's not a division of our company, which I mean, yeah, it factually is, and it's just, come on. Currently, Wizards engages with judges by contracting them, very interesting choice of language there, for competitive gaming events, communicating with regional coordinators and program coordinators, and distributing the incredible promo cards that are a hallmark of the community. That's true, they are worth a fortune. They are prestigious. Many of you know Tim Shields. I have no idea who that is. Who runs Cascade Games? I have no idea what that is. Tim has over 25 years of experience. Over 25, the game's like 25.5 years old, so I mean, okay. In competitive tabletop gaming and putting on great events from conventions up through Grand Prixes, you know what, Grand Prixies. To support the judge community in taking this next step, Tim has established and is the owner of Judge Academy. I encourage you to read more about Judge Academy and their plans for fostering growth and sustainability for the judge community in this post from their new program manager, Nicolette Aprez. I thought they literally just said it was Tim Shields, but I guess that's his employee. I don't know. It's probably an independent contractor. If you want to read it, judgeacademy.com. I don't know if I'll go through the whole thing. There's one part I'm damn well going to cover, though. Oh, yes, you probably already know what it is, especially if you watched my last video. So, blah, blah, blah. Tim will be a wonderful steward for the judge community. He identifies. What does he identify as? Oh, no, strongly with the judge values. I don't know what he identifies as then, personally. Darn, I thought they were going to reveal it because that's the most important part of his entire worth as a human being, apparently. Well, according to Wizards, at least, his gender, skin color, and orientation are pretty much all you need to know. But no, they said he identifies strongly with judge values and self-improvement and inclusivity. Oh, good. Awesome. So it's just Riki 2.0. And his hiring of Nicolette as the program manager shows the dedication to making sure this organization is in line with those values. So she's some SJW too, is what they're saying. Cool. Everyone at Judge Academy has already been hard at work consulting with your current judge leadership to ensure as seamless a transition as possible this fall. By the way, I'm pretty sure Riki's getting kicked out because he's not listed anywhere on a website. He's not in any of the pictures. And he was the head of the judge program. Like the whole thing. I don't know if he ran like the technical administration stuff, but I think he was like the head judge. Like for Magic, basically. Well, not no more as far as I could tell, and good riddance. That guy was such a whiny, victim complex asshole. Not to mention a self-admitted racist. This new organization offers an opportunity to bring clear leadership and direction for Magic judges, and Wizards is committed to supporting its success as the community continues to grow. Wizards will continue using certified judges for our competitive gaming events, and we will continue to print judge promos, which will be distributed through the Judge Academy going forward. The exemplar wave closing, I don't know what the hell that is, on August 13th, 2019 will be the final one that is directly distributed. What is that? Is that the name of the card, exemplar wave? Or is that what they named the period of time that you get promos? I don't give enough of a crap to look it up. We'll be closing on August 13th, 2019. It'll be the final one that is directly distributed by Wizards. Oh, good, because that really makes it look like Wizards runs the judge program secretly. And Brian Prilliman has more to say about this wave. I don't care. I think by wave they mean qualification period, but I'm not going to read another damn post. Okay, this is wasting enough of my life. It has been wonderful being your community manager these four... Wait, huh? Who the hell is this Brian with a Y loser? I want to hear from Riki bitching about how they just fired him. How many different top-level, like, executive titles do they have? Okay, community manager, who definitely isn't Riki and definitely is Brian. He says, it's been wonderful being your community manager for these past 4 years, and I'm looking forward to continuing to interact with judges through our partnerships with Judge Academy. I'm excited to see what's next. Okay, I don't give a shit what he has to say. Blah, 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 fun, inclusivity, I'm sure. Who cares? Oh, good, that's the end of it. Good, shut up, Brian. Nobody cares. Let's go to judgeacademy.com, which already gets a big ol' thumbs up from me initially because Judges Familiar, the Judge promo, is on their top banner on the website. That's one of my favorite cards, like specifically that artwork of all time, because that card is baller as shit. And if I find out who stole my 4 copies, I will metaphorically find everything you own and care about in this life, put it in a pile, douse it in gasoline, and light it on fire. So anyway, Nicolette Aprez or whatever, she's the program manager at Judge Academy because she was just hired on. And I mean, no offense to Sarah, but I'm super not feeling the, hey, I'm screaming to the entire world that I'm a far-left liberal SJW nut job. I dyed my hair poorly red, and I take photos with no makeup, rawr, scary liberal lady. And we've gone from that to Nicolette, who is, I mean, honestly, just a good-looking lady. I mean, I know you guys only come here for my fashion reviews. I'd give her outfit easily an 8 out of 10, and that hair is on point. So thankfully, it's not another, like, SJW activist, I dye my hair to let the whole world know my political views psychopath. It's, like, a real actual person. So anyway, she introduces herself, and she's like, yeah, there's going to be some changes, blah, 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 who cares, and something about their company, blah, 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 blah. I don't care enough, and I suspect you don't care enough to look through all the details about the judge program, except for one thing. Let's skip to the section that says judges will pay a yearly fee based on their level. All values are in US dollars. Kind of sucks for judges in any other country. I don't think that the price is localized. I'm pretty sure they're still going to have to pay USD because it doesn't say they don't. Oh, but the US dollar is worth twice as much as the currency in my country. Well, great. Enjoy paying double. To volunteer at your unpaid position. Oh, well, it's probably just an administrative and filing fee, and, you know, they hired a manager. It's a paid manager, a full-time position. I'm sure it's like $5-10 a year, and people are overreacting to this, right, Des? Right? Des? Level 3 judges will have to pay $400 a year for a membership fee, which is more expensive than the typical indoor gun range. Level 2 judges will have to pay $200 a year, as I like to call it, $16.67 per month for the privilege of volunteering their time unpaid and uncompensated at tournaments. Okay, level 3, level 2, they're at tournaments, they do big work, they might get compensated in other ways, you know, free travel, free food, it depends who's running it. Bare minimum, they don't have to pay to attend the actual event, like the Grand Prix or whatever the hell they call it now. Magic Fest Weekend Extravaganza or whatever. What about level 1? That's your vast majority, bread and butter, local level F&M judges. That's free or like $5, right? Just administrative coverage. Just break even on that to keep the program running. $100 a year. So roughly equivalent to Netflix, I think, isn't like an Xbox membership about that. Wow, all of that to show up to F&M and work. I think the rules formally state you're not allowed to participate either. So you pay them $100 a year to get tons of training and get certified and take a difficult test to go to F&M and not play Magic anymore for no money. And I don't believe level 1 judges get any kind of judge promo. I think you have to judge at a significantly large event. I could be wrong, but also I don't think I am. Okay, let's dig up the old topic that they've been waffling on for years. An RA, a rules advisor. If you just can't get a judge, you can use an RA, but then you couldn't, but then you could, but then you couldn't, but then you could, and then you couldn't, and then you could. They have gone back and forth so many times about whether or not to hold F&M you need a level 1 judge or not. Some were like time limited, some were based on your level, which now there aren't levels in the WPM program. It is such a mess. I have no idea where they landed at this point. I think you're allowed to just be an RA. I think they're back to that, where if you hold F&M, you have to have an RA, but you don't need a level 1 judge. Okay, surely that one can't be expensive, right? Well, it says free or $50. I mean, I'm no financial advisor, but I would go with free. If the determination is free or $50, I would choose free. I think that's the better value. So, okay, I'm giving them crap about this, but they will not clarify it. It literally just says free or $50, and then they don't really say if is free like a limited thing? Is it an emergency thing? Is it you can get away with it for a year? They don't really specify. All they say is rules advisors with paying memberships, so the 50, not the free, will receive Judge Academy gaming accessories. Possibilities include sleeves, playmats, deck boxes, and more. And honestly, for $50 a year, that might actually be like a good thing because only the judges, the RAs, can get them. But usually, almost always actually, the RA is either a longtime player who's like, I'll go get certified, whatever, or it is a non-TO employee, so not the tournament organizer, not the person scoring. And once again, they've gone back and forth about this. From what I heard, can the tournament organizer also be the RA? I think lately they landed on no, but I'm very sure that wasn't always the case. I don't know why you can't have the TO be the RA. It seems like that would be what they do. But if your store has 2 employees, one's probably the TO, one's the RA. It's that simple. And they're the rules advisor. They advise on the rules, and the tournament organizer takes the payment, runs the software, does the rankings, and posts the pairings. Hey, speaking of posting the pairings, shouldn't we have had that smartphone app out that's already been announced twice and they had to roll it back? Like it said, hey, go download MTG Portal right now for your smartphone. And then they had to release an announcement that said, oh, it's being delayed. It's been like a year and a half since it was supposed to be out. What the hell? I could write an Android app myself in about a month. This is downright pathetic at this point. I get it. Database tie-ins are hard and the WPN system is an antique. Who cares? Get it done. So anyway, your local F&M can just have an RA. They don't have to pay crap. And it sounds like the training program is going to be free. It's going to be funded by the level 1 judges and up because they'll be paying for the whole rest of the program and the operational expenses. Now, this is so ridiculous. This is so insulting. Coming off of the lawsuit where they're like, we're not getting paid and we're pissed about it and we're going to do something about it. We're going to sue you because we think we're owed money. We're going from that being thrown out of court to you now have to pay to be a judge. A volunteer position that takes a lot of effort. So, okay, for fairness, I can't just leave it there. They do say level 1 judges will receive judge foils and other considerations. One judge foil one time a year could easily be worth above the $100 that you're paying. That said, I've seen some judge promos that are under $10. I think I've seen some under $5. So it depends what they pick. Now, usually they pick like a $100+ card because they know judges will quit if they do a bunch of crappy promos in a row because they're like selling them and using them to pay for hotels and crap. Unless Channel Fireball or Star City Games wants to, out of their own pocket as an expense, pay for the judges' travel and lodging, which I don't know. I assume they do. Maybe. Depends on the tournament. I don't know. But still, I mean, it's time they're taking off of work. Like, it's, you got to pay for food and travel, like taxis or Ubers. It ain't free to attend one of these. You know what I mean? So it's like, if they're like, here, have a $5 card. Thanks for the memories. enjoy your worthless promo, people would just stop showing up. They wouldn't be able to find a judge. So now they're going from that to like, oh, you want to be a level 3 judge? Well, you got to pay $400 a year for the title. That's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I think that independently, Channel Fireball and Star City Games are going to have to start paying judges out of their pocket. There's going to have to be like, you're a contractor, we're contracting you for this, here, have $1,000, done. But I happen to know that the tournaments are losing money left and right to the point where Star City Games said, screw it, we're going to hold our own smaller events, but we're not going to do like official things like GPs because there's no money in them. We're going to do it smaller, we're going to do it our way, and we're going to do the coverage ourselves, and honestly, their coverage is better. Channel Fireball was threatening to pull out of the GP circuit completely, which would mean that there's nobody left to run GPs or Magic Fests or whatever the hell they're called. There's just no money in them. You can't just say, oh, okay, we're going to have 10 judges here, we're going to drop 10 grand on paying them, plus travel. Like, you can't do it. The money isn't there. You'd have to charge $100 a head for a tournament. Or more, because I know some of them do charge about that much. So no, it sounds like Wizards is going to make sure that it's, worth their money, but it says level 1 judges will receive judge foils and other considerations. Level 2 judges will receive additional judge foils and other considerations. And it says the same thing for level 3. So I would assume 3 and 2 for sure, and then compared to 1 are going to get different promos, like for example, more valuable ones. If you get like a foil borderless land that's $20 for being a level 1 judge, you just paid $100, you're going to be pissed. But I think they go out 4 times a year. I could be wrong about that. And well, regardless, who knows what the heck they're going to do now. So boy, I mean, some are going to get some judge foils when the 2 and 3s are going to get additional judge foils. That is not good. In my opinion, sparing what's going to go on with level 1 judges, I think level 2, where they're paying $200 a year, I think Wizards, since they are saying they're supplying the judge program with like their choice of promos that they themselves produce and send to them for their distribution, they're going to make sure it's above $200 worth of cards. So it's like, you pay in, but don't worry, we got you covered. Like, we're going to send you like $500 worth of promos. Don't worry about it. And it's like, oh, you're being compensated with something that we're saying has no value because according to Wizards and all of their lawyers and their entire legal everything, oh, the singles have no value. The secondary market, yeah, it exists, but we're not going to acknowledge it or admit that one card may have a value. If they did admit that singles had value, they would be cracked down on because of gambling issues, even in the US, let alone Europe. So they're like, oh, yeah, pay a couple $100 to be a judge, and then we'll give you these worthless cards in thanks for your awesome participation. I mean, what you do with them, go sell them for $1,000, that's up to you. We don't know anything about that. It's almost some kind of racket or like a scam or some kind of money laundering scheme. I mean, if a level 2 judge sells a card for $1,000, they're going to pay taxes on it. Okay? So it's not as shady as it looks, but it's pretty bad. You don't have to like pay taxes or acknowledge the value of it until you sell it, even though clearly it's compensation and clearly it has a fair market value above 0. Clearly, provably. So that's pretty messed up. I can't wait for the IRS to go investigate Judge Academy. So if you're a level 3 judge, a level 2 judge, or even a level 1, it says, do you get to keep your level? Yes, but only for, I guess, 5 years, I think. I don't know if that's only for level 3. So basically, if you can't come up with $400, they'll give you a 5-year grace period, and then you can resume at level 3 without having to requalify, which is good, because that's almost impossible. Boy, this is right up there with like a pyramid scheme meets like Scientology. This is such a bad look. It's such a slap in the face of judges. And I'm already hearing lots of statements from judges saying, this is bullshit. I'm done with the judge program. I'm not going to pay to be a judge. Screw you. I don't care what kind of compensation I get. I'm fronting the money with absolutely no faith in these new people, this new company, this new association. We just lost a lawsuit where we thought we were, owed money, and now you're going to charge us money. That's ridiculous. I don't care what you send me. I don't care what it's worth. This is crap. I'm out. So they probably just lost conservatively half the judges in existence, I would think, from what I'm hearing. Maybe it's just, a smaller number, but they're being louder on the internet. I don't know. I would tell you that as invested as I am in the game, if I was, and I was an RA for an LGS, just not a level 1 judge. I was training to become a level 1 judge until I looked into how you had to qualify. I'm like, well, screw that. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time. But I did study the rules, and I was an RA before you needed to be certified as one. So it's not like I have 0 judge experience. But yeah, if I was a level 1 judge even, or a 2 or 3, I'd be like, screw it. I'd tell them to screw themselves and leave. I would not tolerate this for 1 second. This is ridiculous. So since they know this is bullshit, they say judge registration begins on October 1st, 2019. Judges who complete their membership requirements between October 1st and November 1st, which is pretty short, will enjoy an extra mailing of judge foils. Oh boy, foils, plural, on November 15th. So it's like, okay, we know you're pissed about suddenly having to pay money for something that honestly you should be paid for, let alone do for free. But we'll send you multiple promos up front. I mean, now it kind of seems like a free mobile game. I mean, if you pay us just $2.99 one time, we'll give you all these benefits up front, because it's like the drug dealer thing. Oh, the first one's always free. Oh, I'll sell you this, illegal thing for, $5. Just to get your feet wet, just to get you in the door, So they're like, oh, all I got to do is sign up, pay this outrageous amount of money, probably all at once, not monthly. That's always good. And then, if I finish it by November 1st, on November 15th, I'll get a pile of judge foils. Might be worth hundreds of dollars. Maybe I won't jump out of the judge program. So they're just trying to convince people to keep it rolling. And then you have the sunk cost, I'd say fallacy, but that actual term relates to gambling and how probability does not work. But like the sunk cost not fallacy is, last year I already paid $100. I don't want to lose what I already have. I'm already invested. I might as well drop another 100 on it. Because I'm already in this far. I don't want to lose the entire value of what I had last year. I already qualified. I'd have to requalify. So, it's the fear of missing out and the loss something. There's all these marketing terms. So that's what they're doing to try to trick people into not canceling their judge membership. And, they actually did specify. Oh, this is surprising. So it says, beginning in 2020, there will be 10 judge foils issued during the calendar year. I think that's more than they normally do. 2 of these cards will be reserved for conferences and special events. Oh, good. In other words, the expensive ones. The other 8 will be shipped out to judges in 2 waves of 4, one in January and one in July. Each judge in good standing at the time of the wave will receive foils commensurate with their level. I have never heard that word in my life. Here, let me translate that from pretentious bullshit to actual English. Each judge in good standing at the time of a wave will receive foils according to their current level. So level 1, they get 1 of each card in each wave, 4 cards per wave, 8 total cards per membership year. So they will be getting every promo. They won't skip them except for the 2 special ones that are for conferences and special events. Which heavily implies the other 8 will be very, very, very watered down, but, okay. And then basically you go to level 2, they get 2 of each card, 8 cards per wave, 16 cards per membership year. And then level 3, they just get 4 copies of each card, a full play set, and then that's 16 per wave, 32 per year. But it's the same one. So they don't get different promos, they just get more of them, which really suggests that they'll be watered down to like $30 cards. Because think about it, if there were $30 cards, and let's just say you're going to buy, list them, sell them, whatever, eBay, fees, shipping, yay, you get $20, okay? 8 times 20, 160, and that's level 1, and you paid 100. What a coincidence. Level 2 would be 320, and you paid 200. What a coincidence. And level 3, $640. Oh, and you paid 400. What a coincidence. And then I think, the normal judge foils where you look at them and you're like, that is straight up a $300 to $500 card. Holy crap. Those will be the 2 that are reserved for the, quote, special events or whatever. So, yeah. And I bet realistically, they'll pick like a $50 card and then throw in like a $5 card so that the judges don't feel obligated to sell every promo just to cover the cost of membership. Well, and other expenses depending upon where and how they judge and what events. So I bet they'll get like I want to show off I'm a judge. I want this judge promo in my binder card that's like $5 or like that ain't even worth selling. They'll hold on to it. So like, oh, thank God I didn't have to actually, sell one of these. I can actually keep one. A lot of judges from what I heard are torn about selling a promo when it comes out to be like $200, $300, $400, $500. They're like, oh, I want to keep this because I'm a judge. I got this because I earned it. I worked for this. But at the same time, them bills ain't going to pay themselves, Oh, and by the way, because they know people don't like blind faith, the next 4 judge foils are going to be Chalice of the Void, very expensive card, Monastery Mentor, fairly expensive card, Reflecting Pool, you wouldn't believe what that did in price in the last 3 years, and Yuriko the Tiger Shadow, I have never heard of that card. Sounds like Kamigawa, ain't nothing in that set worth a lot of money. Okay, I looked it up, $18 card from Commander 2018. So overall, I think this is ridiculous, it's shady, it's a bad look, I get it, they're being compensated for more than they're paying in, so are they really spending money? Is it really costing them money to be a judge? No, But this whole, oh, we're sending you worthless promotional stuff that you can just keep as memorabilia, and then they just flip it for a couple $100. It's the IRS would frown on this in general. That's all I'm going to say. You know damn well that they ain't sending no 1099s to these independent contractors, which is what you have to do in the US, when they know damn well that some of these people will be getting above $600 worth of compensation in cards if you were to take them at the fair market value, which is how you assess things for the purposes of like donations and valuation and estate valuation. So they are knowingly continuing to violate the law, the actual tax law about compensation and having to like report income. Now, okay, maybe the Judge Academy will contact me saying, no, we are going to send out 1099s and we are going to acknowledge the value of singles because we're not Wizards of the Coast and we can legally do that. Okay, I wouldn't be that surprised, but I doubt it. I very much doubt they're going to do that. And then, well, okay, independent contractors can write off expenses, which would be the membership of the Judge program. So if you get $700 worth of cards and they send you a 1099, you got to pay taxes on that, full taxes, by the way, and double Social Security, double Medicaid or Medicare. In case you're not familiar with how U.S. tax law works for contractors, I wouldn't know anything about that, would I? Owning my own business and working for YouTube. But theoretically, you could go to your tax guy and say, okay, what did I spend? Well, we got travel to the LGS. You could write off the mileage. You could write off the Judge membership fee. And you're going to be back to something that's reasonable for tax reasons. But I have a feeling they're just going to say, no, we just sent you some cards. Cards are worthless. Singles have no value. That's our official stance, despite reality and proof. I mean, if some famous singer signs a poster that was printed for 11 cents and then they donate it to a charity auction and the auction sells it for $500, guess what? They get a $500 write-off on their taxes for donating that signature, okay? You can't just say this has no value because it has no value. The market determines if it has a value. You could say, I'm donating a night out with like a celebrity. Like you could go to dinner with, I don't know, Tom Hanks. They auctioned it off at a charity auction, goes for $7,000. Tom Hanks can write off $7,000 on his taxes because that's what the donation of his valueless time was worth because fair market. Money was exchanged. So these Judge promos that people are flipping on eBay and on buy lists, the second they get them, they have a fair market value. They are being compensated as contractors. They're going to get in deep shit if they don't send out some 1099Cs at the end of the year. Oh, wait, that's wrong. 1099-MISC. I think C is royalties. I used to get that because I used to work for a place as a writer. Or maybe C is the one where you own a fishing boat or a parking lot, which for some reason are their own tax category in America. Welcome to America. Oh, pardon me. It's not a fishing boat. It's a fishing boat rental service specifically. Had to clear that one up for you. So yeah, this is all, it's just shady bullshit. It really on the surface looks bad. And then when you look past the surface, it just looks illegal. The whole thing's just absolutely and I hope they change their minds about it or something. I don't know. But I mean, to make sure that people are complaining about something accurately instead of just looking ignorant and uninformed, don't go on social media and say, you have to pay to be a judge now. This is so unfair. They're charging people to be judges. I mean, yeah, but they're being compensated with, in all likelihood, more than they're paying in. So I would still consider it profitable to be a judge based on the compensation package. So, I mean, don't go around saying, oh, it's expensive to be a judge now. They're ripping them off and making them pay. I mean, not really at the end of the day, but there's more than a few complaints you could have about this new system outside of just what it looks like on the surface. So don't spread ignorance and stupidity and don't complain about something that's half the story, That said, I still think all things considered, this is BS. This is terrible. They should not have done this. I mean, in my opinion, they're basically just charging them money to force sell them cards that they can sell for a slight profit. They're basically turning the judges into small stores, small WPN locations. It's just so ridiculous. This is just a mess. And like I said, the history of the Judge program earlier in this video, wow. So another bad look, more bad PR for the Judge program. All I can say is hopefully a lot of that money goes to the background checks because guess what? It sounds to me like whatever the hell store company association this is, it is now exclusively on them to background check the people, not the local stores where the judges are, because now it's centralized and it's a paid membership. So if the end result of this is, okay, one central authority makes sure every single person signing up gets background checked, then good. They didn't say anything about that in the FAQ though. So my feeling is they probably don't because Wizards hates the fact that they are now legally obligated to tell people to run checks. I think they told them to specifically shift the liability still remaining on the store or the individual tournament organizers. So that's crap. They can't even spend the money to keep creepers away from kids. That's just unbelievable. So, Judge Academy douchebags, talking to you directly. If you want to correct anything I said in this video that I'm making an assumption or estimation on because your website isn't clear, I'd be more than happy to cover any statement, opinion, or fact, or anything, clarifications, whatever, that you got. I'll make a follow-up video. Otherwise, it is what it is in this video so far. So, wow, this is messed up. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next video.